Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. So, hope you're well. Thank you for joining today. And this is going to be class number 3. Just I'd like to ask you a very quick question is, how many of you have attended both of the classes? Please type in the chat box me. First of all, I'd like to know that you have attended and enjoyed both classes. And the second question is, how many of you have submitted your homework? Just a quick thing I'd like to know, then I'm going to move a bit faster. Okay, so thank you for responding. So today's class will be a bit unique, a bit different. And in this class, you will be able to know a lot of things. So first of all, I'll share with you. I'll teach you how to ask questions. And secondly, how to talk about family, each individual. So these are the two things I'm going to share with you. I'm going to teach you so that you'll be benefited from it. So let me see your comment first. If you have already answered me these two questions. So how many classes have you enjoyed? And how many homework have you submitted? So it's still, I can kind of see. Okay, now I can see there are a lot of students are saying, okay, so Bizay Krishna said, hello, sir. Hello. Good morning. Okay. Sultana Tariq Mridu said, hello, sir. Hi. Okay, thank you for joining and thank you for your comments. So just quickly, let me know how many classes have you attended so far? And out of 2 classes, how many homework have you submitted? Very quickly, type in the chat box. I'd like to see. Okay, so Tariq Mirdu said, this is my first class. Okay, welcome to your class. So Tariq, just to remind you, the 2 classes you missed is still recorded. So all you got to do is you need to go to best 15 and you should enjoy the class. Okay. Bijoy said he has submitted first presentation. I'm not sure what about the second one. Okay. Someone said submitted both homework. Okay, thank you for submitting your homework. So Solana said 2 classes, 3 video submitted. Okay, thank you for responding. Ahmed Nurul said 2 classes. I'm not sure whether it's 2 classes or 2 videos you have submitted. Nila said I have attended 2 classes and submitted 2 homework. Okay, thank you, Nila, for responding. Mustafir Rahman said I have already submitted 2 days presentation. Okay, 2 days presentation, you mean. Okay, thank you, Mustafir Rahman. Anisur Rahman said, last day I missed my class because I am to hospital with my mother, and today I went to hospital. Just now I came home. Okay, Anis, sorry to hear that. Yeah, take care of your mom, and also when you get time, please submit your homework. Okay. So Khan said 2 submitted. Okay, thank you. Ahmed Nurul said 2 classes and 1 video submitted. Okay, excellent. Thank you for responding. So let's recap what you have learned yesterday. Can you please type in the chat box if you still can remember that what structure we have learned yesterday. So type in the chat box, what was the structure? I'd like to see if you still can remember the structure. Very quickly, please type in the chat box if you still can remember the structure quickly. So if you cannot remember, please type in the chat box subject plus verb. So in short form, you can say SUB plus V. So SUB plus V. Okay, that's right. Thank you for responding. So that means you still can remember the main structure is subject plus verb. Excellent. Thank you for responding. So now, today, we're going to learn how to ask deep questions. How to ask questions. That's what we're going to learn today. So are you ready for that? If you're ready, please type in the chat box, I'm ready, R-E-A-D-Y. And also just a quick question. In the last class, we have practiced 27 sentences. Just we practice. Okay, I forgot to ask you one more question is, how many of you made 60 sentences? What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the afternoon? And what do you do in the evening? So how many sentences have you made in that presentation? What do you do every day? আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান যে আপনারা কতগুলো সেন্টেন্স তৈরি করেছেন আপনাদের সেই প্রেজেন্টেশনের জন্য। ভেরি কুইকলি আমাকে একটু লিখে জানান যে কতগুলো সেন্টেন্স আপনার প্রেজেন্টেশনের জন্য আপনি তৈরি করেছেন। So have you made 60 sentences for a presentation? I'd like to see how many of you made 60 sentences for your presentation. Okay, thank you for responding. I can see a lot of students, they're saying ready. Okay, I'm ready too to help you out. So the first structure was subject plus verb, and this is gonna be the second structure. And if you'd like to make questions, for example, we made a lot of sentences like I speak English, I learn English, I practice English, right? So now, if you'd like to make this question, so what do you need to do? What should be the structure? Type in the chat box if you know. Okay, Rubia Sultan Happy said 50 sentences. Excellent, congratulations. Bizarre question said 50. Nazmuz Zaman said 40. Okay, thank you for responding. But I wanted to see from you 60 sentences. If I tell you to do something, please do that, right? Can you remember my mentor, he says, listen to me what I say and apply it exactly what I say and keep doing it until you see your success. So to learn the English language, to get a better score, I would say the same thing. You should learn from your mentor. You should listen to your mentor. You should execute whatever he says, and you should keep doing it until you say, until you get your desired score. So SS Khan, thank you for responding. 40 sentences, but make sure today you're gonna try for 60 sentences. Go for 60. Go for 60. আপনি সারাদিনে কি কাজ করেন সেইটা আপনি শুধু verb identify করে শুধু বলতে থাকবেন 60 sentences. Okay, Sam said 60. Well done, Sam. Thank you for responding. So today's class is all about how to make questions, right? So can you remember the structure was subject plus verb, and the example was I learn English, I practice English, you learn English, you practice English, he learns English, he practices English. So if I make a lot of sentences using this structure, subject plus verb is gonna be I practice English, we practice English, you practice English, you practice English, they practice English, he practices English, she practices English, it practices English, Tony practices English. That was the structure and that was the example. But today we're gonna learn the second structure. What do you need to do? We need to put a do verb. Do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. So I'd like to invite you everyone else. Can you please type in the chat box? Do plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Just put in the chat box. সবাই একটু chat box এ লিখে জানান আমি যে এইমাত্র যে স্ট্রাকচারটার কথা বললাম। Do plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Quickly. So just think about this. So if I follow this structure and if I make some sentences, it's gonna be do I practice English? Do I practice English? So if I take a subject you, so do you practice English? So if I take subject he, does he practice English? Does she practice English? So that's going to be a structure. Does it practice English? Does Tony practice English? So do plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Yeah, that's the structure. Thank you for responding. Thank you for responding. So do plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I will pull out my what is called presentation and I'll show you how does it look like, and we're going to practice a lot. So do plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. So Suhelana still is a wrong structure. Please make sure you correct it. Do plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Verb 1 or V1 plus question mark. Right, so quickly type in the chat box the right structure: do plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I will try to pull out my structure and we're gonna go through this structure. So before that, just I'd like to share with you one thing is gonna help a lot. So can you please type in the chat box? This is a statement. I am the average of 7 people whom I spend time with. I am the average of 7 people with whom I spend the most time with. With whom I spend the most time. I am the average of 7 people with whom I spend the most of time. Type in the chat box very quickly. This is a statement, and I'm going to explain in a minute what I mean by that. So you know, hanging around friend is very, very important, and it's also very important that whom you are hanging around with, right? So that's why I learned it from my business training is you are the average of 7 people you are spending most of the time with. So what do I mean by that, and what does mean in the business meeting is they said, how much money do you have? Let's say I have got 100 grand in the bank, and then he said, tell me your 7 friends name. So I gave them like Dylan, Javed, Smile, Jack, right, Sharma. So I gave them 7 people and then asked them, so how much they are worth of it? Just write it down and then add them, right? Joke karen segulo, then divided by 7. So you are the average of 7 people you are spending time with. So that means, so if I add all the worth, all the net worth, and if I divide it by 7, I am expecting that kind of wealth in my life. So do you understand the importance of friends? I mean, you are spending time with. So make sure you spend time with the right people. So for example, if you'd like to study abroad, and if you'd like to build up your foundation in English, if you'd like to get a better score in IELTS exam like 6.5 or 7, so you should choose your friend intelligently so that you can get the influence of 7 people you are spending time with. So there are a lot of people, I appreciate them. I mean, before taking the IELTS preparation, they go to a mess. They find out some friends who are taking the IELTS preparation as well. They sit together, they do group study, and this is how they get their suitable score in IELTS exam. So আমি যা বলছিলাম, dear beginners, আপনি হলেন 7 জন মানুষের অ্যাভারেজ যাদের সাথে আপনি সবচেয়ে বেশি সময় পাস করেন, স্পেন্ড করেন, ইনভেস্ট করেন। সো এই ক্ষেত্রে লেটস সে কিভাবে আপনি এটা বুঝবেন? সো আমি আমার এক বিজনেস ট্রেনিং থেকে যেটা বুঝেছি যে যদি আপনি সবাইকে জিজ্ঞেস করেন যে তোমার ব্যাংকে কত টাকা আছে, এবং সেটা যদি সমস্ত কিছু মিলে যদি যোগ করেন, যোগ করে 7 দিয়ে ভাগ দেন, এবং যেইটা আসে, you are expecting that kind of money in your life until and unless you are changing your friend circle. So choosing friend is very, very important. So that's why I would definitely recommend you to find out some friends here in the Facebook group like UK Study Visa, and yeah, so spend most of the time with them. So just think about this. If you are very weak in English, আপনি যদি খুবই ইংলিশে দুর্বল হয়ে থাকেন এবং আপনি যদি এই গ্রুপ থেকে 7 জন ফ্রেন্ড সিলেক্ট করে থাকেন এবং ভার্চুয়ালি যদি তাদের সাথে প্র্যাকটিস করেন, গল্প করেন, হ্যাং আউট করেন, ইভেন সাম অফ দ্য পিপল ফ্রম ইউর টাউন, আপনার ইংলিশ লেভেল কোথায় চলে যাবে, রাইট? সো দ্যাটস ওয়াই ইটস ভেরি, ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট হোম ইউ আর স্পেন্ডিং টাইম উইথ, রাইট? সো আপনি হলেন 7 জন লোক যাদের সাথে আপনি সবচেয়ে বেশি সময় অতিবাহিত করেন তাদের অ্যাভারেজ হলেন আপনি একজন সো মেক শিওর you are spending time with the right people and that's why my mentor always say if you'd like to be a millionaire hang around with millionaire if you'd like to get a better score in sales exam hang around with IELTS learner so that's the good thing so have you written this statement I'd like to see if you can still type in the chat box I am the average of 7 people with whom I'm spending most of my time. Type in the chat box this statement. You need to understand. I'm the average of 7 people with whom I'm spending most of my time. So you need to understand this statement and you need to act on it. So এখনো আপনি যদি ভালো কিছু হতে চান এবং আপনার রাইট মাইন্ডসেট পিপল যদি আপনার সাথে না থাকে আপনার দায়িত্ব হলো খুঁজে বের করা রাইট কোথা থেকে আপনি ওই সমস্ত লোকজন খুঁজে বের করবেন যাদের সাথে আপনি আড্ডা মারলে সময় স্পেন্ড করলে আপনার লাভবান হবেন রাইট সো ইফ ইউ আর থিংকিং অ্যাবাউট লার্নিং ইংলিশ আমি বলবো যে আপনি আমাদের এই জায়গায় ইউকে স্টাডি ভিসা নামে একটা ফেসবুক গ্রুপ আছে আমাদের মেসেঞ্জার গ্রুপ আছে আপনি সেই জায়গায় সময় পাস করেন কথা বলেন ইংলিশে এবং ওয়ান টু ওয়ান কথা বলেন ওভার দ্য ফোন ওভার দ্য what is called messenger over the WhatsApp so this is how you can improve your English right so now I'm gonna do is okay so let's see who can type it Mustafizur Rahman said I'm the average of 7 people with whom I am spending most of my time I'm the average of 7 people with whom I am spending most of my time I'm the average of 7 people with whom I'm spending most of the time. So did you understand this message I have given to you? If you understood, please type in the chat box understood. এইমাত্র আমি আপনাদেরকে যে মেসেজটা দিলাম আপনারা কি সবাই বুঝেছেন কিনা যদি বুঝে থাকেন আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান আন্ডারস্টুড খুব দ্রুত লিখে জানান আন্ডারস্টুড খুব দ্রুত লিখে জানান আন্ডারস্টুড I'm the average of 7 people with whom I'm spending most of my time. Okay. Thank you for responding. Thank you for responding. So now what I'm gonna do, I will share my screen so that you can see it and let's go rock and roll. So this is the diagram you can see, right? So the first question I'm gonna ask you, what do you mean by language? Can you please type in the chat box? What do you mean by language? আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে দ্রুত লিখে জানান ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ বলতে আপনি কি বুঝেন quickly so type in the chat box what do you mean by language language বলতে আপনি কি বুঝেন আমাকে একটু দ্রুত লিখে জানান okay I'm waiting for your answer so most of you said I'm the average of 7 people with whom that I'm spending most of the time. Excellent. Thank you. So Zoli said understood. Rule said understood. Nila said I'm the average of 7 people with whom I'm spending most of my time. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So friends influence a lot in your life, right? So make sure whom you're gonna choose. আমাদের জীবনে friends খুব খুব অনেক বেশি ভূমিকা রাখে, right? So make sure আপনি কাকে friend হিসেবে নিচ্ছেন. So you cannot choose your family, right? So is a blessing from God. So I was born in such a family. I'm blessed with that. You cannot choose your relatives most of the time, but you can choose your friends. So make sure whom you choose, right? So please type in the chat box. What do you mean by language? Language bolte apni ki bujhen? Okay. So Bijoy said language is a way to express something. Okay, excellent. Abdul Zali said, what do you? Okay, I think Abdul Zali he wants to repeat the question. Okay, Zoshim said language means communication. Anybody else would like to answer it? What do you mean by language? Language bolte apni ki bujhen? Amake ekটু chat box e likhe janan. Okay, so to me, language is nothing but asking and answering. Asking and answering. So if I can ask you a question and if you can answer me and if I can understand, that's the language. ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ বলতে আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে আমি যদি আপনাকে একটা কোশ্চেন করি এবং আপনি যদি সেটা আনসার করতে পারেন এবং আমি যদি সেটা বুঝি সেটি একটা ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ, is nothing more than that. So that means asking and answering. So can you please type in the chat box? Language means asking and answering. Language means asking and answering. So if you understand this simple thing, you'll understand. Language means asking and answering. Very quickly, type in the chat box. Language means asking and answering. So if you can ask question, if you can answer it, that means you know the language. Language means asking and answering. So now the question is how to ask question. And I have given you the formula. Is all you need to do is you need to put do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. So here you need to understand do usually means to make an action, but we use do for interrogative and negative sentences. Here do has no meaning. That means we need do to make interrogative and negative sentences. Can you remember? You have given me the structure is do plus subject plus verb one plus question mark. So you need to understand about the use of do. আপনাকে জানতে হবে do এর ব্যবহারটা কি এই জায়গায়। do এই জায়গায় আমাদের দরকার হলো ইন্টারোগেটিভ এবং নেগেটিভ সেন্টেন্স তৈরি করার জন্য, এবং সেন্টেন্সের মধ্যে do এর কোনো অর্থ নেই, কোনো অর্থ হয় না। Okay, so I repeat, do means to take an action, but we use do for interrogative and negative sentences. Here do has no meaning. That means we need do to make interrogative and negative sentences. So my question is, what do you need to make interrogative and negative sentences? Answer me in the chat box. Negative এবং interrogative sentence তৈরি করতে হলে আমাদেরকে কি দরকার হয় একটু আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান। নেগেটিভ এবং interrogative sentence তৈরি করতে হলে আমাদের কি দরকার আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্স লিখে জানান। So I'm answering. So we need do to make interrogative and negative sentences. অর্থাৎ যদি আমি কোনো নেগেটিভ এবং interrogative sentence তৈরি করতে যাই তাহলে আমাকে একটা এক্সট্রা do দরকার। So do plus subject plus verb one plus question mark. So দ্রুত আমাকে একটু লিখে জানান, যদি আমরা interrogative এবং negative sentence তৈরি করতে যাই তাহলে আমাদের কি দরকার? Quickly type in the chat box. ইন্টারোগেটিভ এবং নেগেটিভ সেন্টেন্স তৈরি করার জন্য আমাদের এক্সট্রা একটা কি দরকার? টাইপ ইন দ্য চ্যাট বক্স। এবং আমাদের একটা ডু দরকার, এবং ডু এর কোনো অর্থ হয় না ইন্টারোগেটিভ এবং নেগেটিভ সেন্টেন্সেসে। সো ইফ ইউ really understood what I mean by do, please type in the chat box understood. আমি একটু দেখতে চাই যে কতজন স্টুডেন্ট এই ডু এর ব্যাপারটা বুঝতে পেরেছে। quickly please type in the chat box. Do interrogative এবং নেগেটিভ সেন্টেন্সে আমাদের কি দরকার? That's right. So Chumpa said do, of course. নেগেটিভ এবং ইন্টারোগেটিভ সেন্টেন্স তৈরি করার জন্য এক্সট্রা আমাদের একটা কি দরকার? Please type in the chat box. Do. Answer is do. So this is how you need to follow the structure. Do plus subject plus verb one plus question mark. So I'm gonna give you here just to clarify is verb one. So now the question is, what do you mean by verb one? Verb one বলতে আপনি কি বুঝেন? আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান। Verb one বলতে আপনি কি বুঝেন? আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান। So now this is the structure: do plus subject plus verb one plus question mark. So now if I would like to make a lot of sentences, this is how I'm gonna make. Do I understand? Do we understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do they understand? Does he understand? Does she understand? Does it understand? Does Tony understand? So this is how you need to ask a question. So যদি আপনি কাউকে কোশ্চেন করতে চান তাহলে এই ফর্মুলা, এই স্ট্রাকচার আপনাকে ফলো করতে হবে। Do plus subject plus verb one plus question mark. Right? Yeah, that's right. Verb one means present form. Verb one means base form. That's right as well. So verb one means present form. Right? So do I understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do they understand? Does he understand? Does she understand? Does it understand? Does Tony understand? So let's practice. চলেন আমরা একটু প্র্যাকটিস করি। Can you remember? 3 P's is number 1 is presence. So you are here. Number 2 is practice. We're gonna do it. And number 3 is presentation. You're gonna do it for tomorrow. Right? So these are the 3 P's we're gonna follow through the whole course. আমরা পুরো কোর্সটা জুড়ে আমরা কি ফলো করব? 3টা P. প্রথম P হলো প্রেজেন্স, মানে আপনাকে ক্লাসে থাকতে হবে। সেকেন্ড P হলো প্র্যাকটিস, আমার সাথে সাথে প্র্যাকটিস করতে হবে, বাসায় প্র্যাকটিস করতে হবে। এন্ড নাম্বার 3 হলো প্রেজেন্টেশন, অর্থাৎ প্রতিদিন ক্লাস শেষে আপনাকে একটা করে প্রেজেন্টেশন দিতে হবে। আর আপনি যদি প্রেজেন্টেশন না দিয়ে থাকেন, তার মানে হলো আপনি ইউ আর নট গেটিং বেনিফিট আউট অফ ইট। আপনি এই কোর্স থেকে কোনো কিছু আপনি বেনিফিট পাবেন না, রাইট? সো লেটস প্র্যাকটিস। আমার সাথে একটু সবাই প্র্যাকটিস করবেন। রেডি? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Do I understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do they understand? Does he understand? Does she understand? Does it understand? Does Tony understand? So have you noticed that I have used does for he, she, it, Tony? আমি এই চারটা সাবজেক্ট হি, শি, ইট, টনি, এদের জন্য আমি কি ইউজ করেছি? ডাজ। সো মেক শিওর ইউজ টু, আপনিও ডাজ ইউজ করবেন, হি, শি, ইট, টনি। সো ডু আই আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, ডু উই আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, ডু ইউ আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, ডু ইউ আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, ডাজ হি আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, ডাজ শি আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, ডাজ ইট আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, ডাজ টনি আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড। সো নাও let's make it happen one more time. So now this time your challenge is you need to give me 9 sentences in one breath. আমাকে এই স্ট্রাকচার ফলো করে আমাকে 9টা সেন্টেন্স দিবেন একটা নিঃশ্বাসে। রেডি? লেটস ডু ইট। 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Yeah, so do I understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do they understand? Does he understand? Does she understand? Does it understand? Does Tony understand? Thank you. Thank you. So আমাকে একটু কমেন্টে লিখে জানান, how many sentences have you made and how many breaths have you taken? So if you made 9 sentences in one breath, please type in chat box 9:1. Right? So যদি আপনি 9টা সেন্টেন্স বানিয়ে থাকেন এক নিঃশ্বাসে, তাহলে আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান 9:1, 9:1. Quickly. আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান 9:1. We're gonna practice one more time. Ready? Ready? Together. Loudly. আপনি যদি এই ক্লাস বাসায় বসে করে থাকেন, shut the door and practice with me loudly. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Do I understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do they understand? Does he understand? Does she understand? Does it understand? Does Tony understand? So you got to remember one thing as well. So when you ask a question, so it should be like a question. You should make sure it sounds like a question. যখন আপনি একটা কোশ্চেন তৈরি করবেন, তখন কি এটা মনে হতে হবে, সাউন্ড হইতে হবে, টোন থাকতে হবে একটা কোশ্চেনের টোন। ফর এক্সাম্পল, ইফ আই সে ডু আই আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, do you understand, do they understand, it doesn't sound like a question. So you need to put a stress. Do you understand? Do they understand? Does he understand? Does she understand? Does it understand? Does Tony understand? So put a stress. Do, does, right? যখন আপনি এগুলোর উপরে একটু প্রেসার দিয়ে কথা বলবেন, so it will sound like a question. তখন এটা মনে হবে একটা question. So we're going to practice with one more verb. So let's say practice. Practice. So we're going to practice with this verb. Are you ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Do I practice? Do you practice? Do you practice? Do you practice? Do they practice? Does he practice? Does she practice? Does it practice? Does Tony practice? Right? So this is how you need to make questions. So this is the structure you need to follow. Do plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Right? So now let's see if you can understand. I'll ask you a question and you need to answer me. আমি কি করব? আপনাদেরকে কোশ্চেন করব, আপনারা আমাকে কি করবেন? চ্যাট বক্সে আনসার লিখে জানাবেন। So the first question is, I'm going to ask you is, do you learn English? Answer me in the chat box. Do you learn English? First question, do you learn English? Second question, do you speak Chinese? Do you speak Chinese? Third question, I'm going to ask you, do you drink water? Do you drink water? Do you drink water? Okay, next question is, do you drink tea? Do you drink tea? Next question is, do I teach you English? Do I teach you English? Answer me in the chat box. Next question is, do you drink tea? Do you drink tea? Next question is, do you drink wine? Do you drink wine? Okay, so you can see I have asked you a series of questions, and the answer is should be generally. So the first question I ask you, do you learn English? I didn't ask you, are you learning English right now? আমি আপনাকে জিজ্ঞেস করি নাই যে আপনি এখন কি ইংরেজি শিখতেছেন, আমি জিজ্ঞেস করছি general question, আপনি কি ইংরেজি শিখেন? Do you learn English? Answer should be okay. Now I'm gonna give you the answer. How can you answer it in a smart way? So answer should be yes, I do. Thank you, Chumpa, that's the right answer. So if I ask you, do you learn English, your answer should be yes, I do. Yes, I do. If I ask you, do you speak Chinese? No, I don't. No, I don't. So next question I ask you, do you drink tea? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Next question was, do you drink wine? The answer should be no, I don't. No, I don't. Right? So this is the general question. এগুলো হলো কি সাধারণ question. It doesn't mean আমি আপনাকে জিজ্ঞেস করিনি যে আপনি কি এখন পানি পান করতেছেন কিনা, আপনি কি এখন ওয়াইন পান করতেছেন কিনা। I didn't ask. I asked a general question. আপনি কি generally পানি পান করেন, আপনি কি generally wine খান? So these are the questions I asked you. So it's a general question. Your answer should be yes, I do, or no, I don't. Is it clear to you? Answer should be yes, I do, or no, I don't. Yes, I do, or no, I don't. So these are the two types of answers I'm expecting from you. Okay. Now the next question I'm asking you, do you see me? Do you see me? Do you see me? First question. Next question is, do you pay me for this course? Do you pay me for this course? Speak English in 12 days. The next question I'm asking you, do you read books? Do you read books? Next question I'm asking you, okay, do you take breakfast every day? Answer in the chat box. Do you take breakfast every day in the morning? Do you take lunch in the morning? Answer is no, I don't. Do you take breakfast? Do you take lunch in the morning? Okay, so answer should be yes, I do, or no, I don't. Right? So these two types of answers I'm expecting from you. আপনাদের কাছ থেকে আমি দুই ধরনের আনসার এক্সপেক্ট করতেছি। একটা হলো yes, I do, যদি আনসার যদি yes হয় তাহলে yes, I do, আনসার যদি no হয় তাহলে no, I don't. Okay, next question is, do you see a pen? Do you see a pen? Answer me in the chat box. Do you see a pen? Do you see a clicker? Answer me in the chat box. Do you see a mouse? Answer in the chat box. Now the next question is, do you see any money in my hand? Do you see any money in my hand? Answer is no, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. So do you see a cup of tea in my hand? Do you see a cup of tea in my hand? Answer is yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do you see a bottle of wine in my hand? Answer is no, I don't. Do you see a bottle of wine in my hand? Answer is no, I don't. But I can see a cup of tea in your hand, right? So now we're gonna practice a little bit more. So I'm gonna ask you a question. You should answer me negative and positive. Negative and positive. So now again, the same question I'm asking you. Do you see a cup of, do you see a bottle of wine in my hand? Do you see a bottle of wine in my hand? Your answer should be no, I don't. But I can see, or I see a cup of tea in your hand, right? So please type in the chat box the big answer. No, I don't, but I see a cup of tea in your hand. Next question I'm asking you. Right. So the first question is, can you see a marker in my hand? Can you see a marker in my hand? Answer is, okay, sorry, start with do. Do you see a marker in my hand? Do you see a marker in my hand? If you see, then answer yes, I see a marker in your hand. Next question I'm asking you. Do you see a pen in my hand? Answer is, do you see a pen in my hand? Answer is yes, I do. That's it. Yes, I do. Now I'm asking you, do you see a marker in my hand? Do you see a marker in my hand? Answer should be no, I don't, but I see a pen in your hand. Okay, now I'd like to see if you can answer me properly. So Hamidur Rahman said, no, I don't. I see a cup of tea. Okay, excellent. Sam said, no, I don't, but I see a cup of tea in your hand. Okay, excellent. Thank you. This is how I need to answer it. So give me that long answer. Yes, I see. No, I don't. Yes, I. Okay, excellent. So now I'm asking you, do you see a pen in my hand? Do you see a pen in my hand? Answer should be no, I don't, but I see a marker in your hand. Okay, last question I'm going to ask you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Last question I'm going to ask you. Do you see a bottle? Do you see a water bottle in my hand? Answer is yes, I do. Yes, I do. Now my question is, okay, do you see a bottle of water in my hand? Do you see a bottle of water in my hand? Answer should be no, I don't, but I see a cup of tea in your hand. Okay, excellent. Thank you. So this is how you need to ask and answer. This is how you need to ask and answer. So now this is your turn. This is your turn. Ask me some questions using this structure. I'm going to answer you. So ask me any questions using this structure. এই স্ট্রাকচারটা ইউজ করে আমাকে কিছু কোশ্চেন করেন। So for example, first question would be, do you teach English? Do you teach English? Type in the chat box. Do you teach English? So that means, so what I understand from your question is, you are asking me a general question. আমি ইংরেজি শিখাই কিনা? এর মানে এটা না আমি কি আপনাদেরকে এখন ইংরেজি শিখাইতেছি, right? So it means, do you teach English? That means a general question. Okay, so type in the chat box, do you teach English? And I'm going to answer you. Do you teach English? Now, hubahu question ta chat box e type karen. Do you teach English? So type in the chat box, do you teach English? Not answer, question. Question. Do you teach English? Okay, so answer is yes, I do. Bijoy said, do you live UK? Okay, do you live in the UK? My answer is yes, I do. Yes, I do. Ask me questions. Do you see behind your table? Okay, yes, I see. Answer should be yes, I do. Yes, I do. So next question is, Joshim said, do you eat breakfast? Question mark. Joshim, make sure you put question mark. Do you eat breakfast? Yes, I do. Toslima said, do you teach English? Yes, I do. Okay, next question. Any questions? Any questions? Do you teach English? Some ask me. Yes, I do. So ask me different questions, please. So do you happy for teaching us? Okay, Rahman, the question would be a bit different. Are you happy to teach us? or do you feel happy to teach us or teaching us? Okay, so next question, Vijay said, do you help us? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, next question is, do you eat breakfast? Yes, I do. Do you come Bangladesh? Question mark. So yes, I do. Answer should be yes, I do. My answer is yes, I do. Probably once in a year. Next question is asking, do you eat beef? Yes, I do. Okay, thank you. Now you got it, how to ask these questions, right? So this is how you need to ask question. It's called yes, no questions. So today you learn how to ask yes, no questions. So make sure you follow this structure. Do plus subject plus verb one plus question mark, right? If you don't follow this structure, that means your sentence will be wrong, incorrect. Is it clear, the structure? So if it is clear, the whole structure is clear, please type in the chat box subject, do plus subject plus verb one plus question mark. যদি এই স্ট্রাকচারটা এতক্ষণ প্র্যাকটিস করার পর আপনার কাছে মনে হয় এটা খুবই সোজা, বুঝে গেছি, ইটস ক্লিয়ার, আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান CLEAR। দেখি কতজনে আপনারা পুরো স্ট্রাকচারটা ক্লিয়ারলি বুঝছেন কিনা। Okay, thank you for asking me a lot of questions. So okay, so Rania Hossein Tumpa said, do you help me for IELTS? Yes, I do. Answer is yes, I do. But you could ask this question is, do you help students for IELTS? Do you help students for IELTS? My answer is yes, I do. So please type in the chat box do plus subject plus verb one. যদি আপনি পুরো ব্যাপারটা বুঝে থাকেন, so let me know in the chat box. Do plus subject plus verb one plus question mark. Make sure you always use verb one. And for he, she, it, Tony, we should use does. Right? So now my next question is, when do we use does? কখন আমরা does use করি? আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান কখন আমরা does use করব। According to this structure, when do we use does or when should we use does? আমাদের কখন does ব্যবহার করা উচিত? খুব দ্রুত আমাকে চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান। Okay, now I've got a very important question to you is, how many members are there in your family? How many members are there in your family? Answer me in the chat box. Answer me in the chat box. How many members are there in your family? Okay, excellent, thank you. So Mustafiz said he, she, it, Tony, or Mustafiz, whatever. So we should use does. যখনই আপনি সাবজেক্ট পাবেন he, she, it, Tony, তখনই আপনাকে কি ইউজ করতে হবে? does ইউজ করতে হবে। he, she, it, Tony. That's right. he, she, it, Tony. Thank you for responding. You are awesome. So now the next thing is, how many members are there in your family? Give me the full sentence. Don't play shortcut, right? Play full. আমাকে পুরো সেন্টেন্সটা দিয়ে আমাকে জানান, because a lot of students, they make a lot of mistakes when they answer it, right? So there are 6 members in my family. Excellent, Tumpa. There are 5 members in my family. Excellent, that should be the answer. There are 5 members in my family. So how many members are there in your family? So you know, the beauty of this English language is, you don't have to think a lot. If you just follow the question, you will get the answer. For example, I ask you, how many members are there in your family? You should say there are 5 members in my family, right? So যেটা আমি বলতে চাচ্ছি, ডিয়ার বিগিনার্স, যদি আপনি কোশ্চেনকে ফলো করেন তাহলে আপনি আনসার পেয়ে যাবেন। আমার কোশ্চেনটা ছিল, হাউ মেনি মেম্বার্স আর দেয়ার ইন ইউর ফ্যামিলি। আপনার দেখেন, হাউ মেনি মেম্বার্স আর দেয়ার ইন ইউর ফ্যামিলি। সো দেয়ার আর, so you are taking from the questions, right? আপনি কোশ্চেন থেকেই আনসারটা নিচ্ছেন। There are 5 members in my family. So everybody, can you please type in the chat box, how many members are there in your family? How many members are there in your family? So some said there are 6 members in my family. Okay, excellent. So Sultana said there are 8 members in my family. Excellent. There are 12 members in my family. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Now, the next question I'm asking you. Who is your favorite person in your family? I know it's really difficult to pick up whether dad or mom or little sister or younger brother. Pick up one for the sake of practicing. আমি জানি এটা খুবই আপনাদের পক্ষে ডিফিকাল্ট। সবচেয়ে ফেভারিট পারসন আপনার কে আপনার ফ্যামিলিতে, বাট আমরা প্র্যাকটিসের জন্য একজন মানুষের নাম উল্লেখ করব যাকে নিয়ে আমরা প্র্যাকটিস করব। সো who is the favorite person in your family? Type in the chat box. Give me the full sentence. Who is the favorite person in your family? So Ahmed Nurul said there are 12 members in my family. So Nurul, who is the favorite person in your family? It's going to be really, really difficult to find out. But pick up one. Don't say two. Who is that? So Abdul Jalil, can you please type in the full sentence? So my mother is the favorite person in my family. Right? So don't play shortcut. Play full. My mother is the favorite person in my family. Thank you. Thank you for responding. So the question was, who is the favorite person in your family? Who is the favorite person in your family? Okay. Now I should read some comments. So what's your name? The ID is Bachelor Plopan 007. So what's your names so that I can remember your name, and it's better as well. So if you just, you can change it, your name. So you can change your name for these 12 days, then you can again change whatever you want to do so that I can read your name nicely, right? If I say Bachelor Plopan said my mother is the favorite person in family, it sounds funny. So make sure you change later on after finishing this class. Okay, it said Azmir Hossain. Azmir, you can change the name. So whenever you should change again, you can change it. So just after finishing this class, change your name Azmir Hossain instead of Bachelor Plopan 007. Okay, Joshim said my mother favorite person in my family. Joshim, you missed is. You missed is. Can you remember subject plus be verb? So my father was a high school teacher, my mother was a primary school teacher. So likewise here you should say my mother is favorite person in my family. Okay, Sultana said my mother is the favorite person in my family. Excellent. Okay, my mother is favorite person in my family. Okay, excellent. Okay, so that's a very diplomatic answer that everybody is favorite to my family. Okay, thank you for responding. So the reason I ask you is we're gonna practice with your favorite person. So and the reason to practice this is, most of the time when we talk about this, what do you do every day, we can speak a lot, like 60 sentences. But when I say, so who is the favorite person in your family, and tell me what does, so your answer is my mother is favorite person in my family. And then the next question I'm going to ask you, so what does your mother do every day? What does she do every day? And once I ask this question, so you should always remember my mother gets up. Always verb সাথে is. Always you need to remember is sound with verb. My mother gets up early in the morning. She goes to washroom. She takes shower. She goes to kitchen. She makes breakfast for us. She serves breakfast for us. And then she gets ready for office and she leaves home at 7 o'clock. Then she goes to office at 9 o'clock. Right? So have you noticed? So is gets up, makes, goes, cooks, serves, leaves, always is. We understand the grammatical rules and regulation, but when you study speaking, we forgot this, and that's why you are making a lot of mistakes. So if you just practice these questions, you'll be fine. So now I know everybody is favorite to you, and that's why this is the practice session I have designed such way. So first of all, you should pick up someone. Let's say there are 8 members in your family, so you should pick up one. Like my favorite person is my mother. Then talk about your mother. She প্রতিদিন কি কাজ করে, 60 activities you should perform. Then think about your dad. So my father is my favorite person in my family. First of all, he gets up early in the morning, make 60 sentences. Then my favorite person is my little sister in my family. She gets up, right? Then my brother younger brother is the favorite person in my family, then what does he do, right? So keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. The next one is my younger sister or the eldest sister is my favorite person, da 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 da. Then my daughter is the favorite person in my family, my son is the favorite person in my family, my uncle is the favorite person in my family. Then what does he or she do every day? You should explain, right? So this is how I need to practice. And finally, I would recommend you to record anyone else. It might be your mother, it might be your father, any members in your family. So take your phone and say, hi everyone, good morning. Today I'd like to share with you what does my favorite person do every single day. My favorite person is my mother. You know, she's a high school teacher, and so she gets up early in the morning every single day around 7 o'clock. Then she goes to washroom, she takes brush and paste, and she squeezes the paste and she brushes her teeth. Then she comes out from the washroom, then she goes to kitchen. So this is how you need to practice with your favorite person, right? So if you practice with 7, 8, 10 members in your family, just think about this. Your English is getting better and better and better and better day by day. So who is willing to this practice? Type in the chat box, me. আমি দেখতে চাই এইভাবে আপনার ফ্যামিলি মেম্বারদেরকে নিয়ে সবাইকে নিয়ে কারা কারা প্র্যাকটিস করতে চান বাসায়। So if you are really committed to speaking English 12 days, you should listen to me. You should execute it and you should keep doing it until you get a result, right? So type in the chat box me. I'd like to see how many of you would like to practice these questions. Okay, so Sam said me. Okay, Rahman said me. Thank you, Rahman. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Asmir. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for responding. So all you got to do is you need to practice what does your favorite person do every day. This is your homework. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you a very quick question. Is how many sentences you need to make when you practice with your favorite person? How many? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see how many sentences you need to make when you practice with your favorite person. Type in the chat box very quickly. Type in the chat box very quickly. And one more thing I'd like to share with you. You know, in this course, who is gonna follow 3 P's? I mean, presence every single day here. Practice with me at home and home as well, and giving presentation at the end. They're gonna develop a lot. And some of the students, they will come to the class, they will not take any actions. They'll be there where they are right now. And some of the students, you will see, they will get the confidence, they'll improve a lot, they'll start speaking English, and they will shine in their life, right? So don't be that person who will be there, who is there right now. সেই ব্যক্তি হবেন না যে যেই জায়গাতে পড়ে আছে সেই জায়গাতেই থাকবে. Be someone else to improve yourself. So you'll see after 12 days speaking challenge, your English is going to be much more better. You'll feel good inside that, okay, I'm blessed, and I'm really happy that I made this decision to go through this 12 day challenge, and now I'm happy that I can speak English, right? So 60 sentences. If you can do more, that's fine, but I want from you at least 60 sentences, at least 60. আমি আপনাদের কাছ থেকে চাই যে আপনি কমপক্ষে 60 সেন্টেন্স তৈরি করেন যখন আপনি ফেভারিট পারসন দিয়ে প্র্যাকটিস করেন. At least 60 sentences, right? And now there are a lot of students, they say, I don't have a partner. Partner is a good thing to have, right? But still, you can practice by yourself. আপনি নিজে নিজেই প্র্যাকটিস করতে পারেন. So the strategy I have given you, if you just follow it, if you apply it, even you don't need partner right now, but in future you need. So when you start speaking, then you need a partner so that you can talk a lot. So that's why I would like to request you, please practice each and every member in your family, and then select one and upload your homework in the Facebook group UK Study Visa. UK study visa. Okay, Onik said, do you teach the British accent? Onik, I'm not very fond of accent. However, if you follow someone, it's gonna come automatically. So if you practice a lot I mean, I'm not sure about you. So if you are IELTS learner and if you listen a lot, like from Cambridge, so that means you are following most of the time British accent, right? I live in the UK for more than, it's now 11, I think 12 years. So if I go to shop, if I take a bus, if I drive and go for shopping, so I meet British people. So that means in my subconscious mind, I usually take their accent. So it's something like this. So when you live in Chittagong, you have got some sort of accent. It's called Chittagonian accent. If you go to Sylhet and you see the people, the way they talk, is you are picking up their accent. So now I live in the UK, so definitely I just naturally pick it up. So if you listen a lot the IELTS Cambridge series, especially if you practice listening, you're gonna pick the British accent. Okay, now so Enamel said we are 4 members. Enamel, still you are making same mistakes. That's not the sentence. You should say there are 4 members in my family. There are 4 members in my family. So now what are you gonna do? You're gonna practice a little bit. So who is your favorite person in your family? You said most of the say it's mother. So now we're gonna practice. So let's say we're gonna practice this way. Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Habib. Today I'd like to share with you what does my favorite person do every day. So my favorite person gets up. My favorite person is my mother. She gets up early in the morning. Then she goes to washroom. She brushes her teeth, washes her face. Then she comes back from washroom. Then she goes to kitchen and she makes breakfast. She serves breakfast to us. And also she makes tea for us. And as you know, she's a primary school teacher, so she leaves home around 8 o'clock and she reaches office around 9 o'clock, and then she starts taking the classes. Around 12 o'clock, 12:30, she takes a break and she takes a lunch, and after some time she takes rest for 10-15 minutes, and then she start taking the classes again. She leaves school around 5 o'clock. Usually what she does is she goes to the station, takes a rickshaw, and comes home around 5:30. And once she returns home, she refreshes herself, and sometimes she watches television. Otherwise she prepares our dinner, and she finishes her around let's say 7:30. And in the evening she gets together with us, and she takes some snacks, makes some snacks, and she also serves us as well. And then around 9:30 o'clock she serves us dinner, and sometimes she read books, and she also chats with the family members. And finally what she does is she takes a look on tomorrow's plan, and she gets ready to go to sleep, and she goes to bed. Thanks for listening to me. This is how I need to make a presentation, but make sure you make over 60 sentences, more than 60 sentences, right? So now we're gonna practice a little bit time. Then we're gonna go through the whole thing, what you have learned, right? So let's see if I can find with this thing. No. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna practice a little bit right now. So my question is, who is your favorite person? And you should already you answered me, and you need to start speaking about the favorite person. Ready? Are you ready? So make sure you put S sound always. So she gets up, she brushes, da 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 da. Are you ready? So 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Let's start. What does your favorite person do every day? So this is how I need to start. Hi everyone, my name is Habib. Today I'd like to share with you what does my favorite person do every day. You know, my favorite person is my mom, and she's a school teacher. And now I'd like to share with you what does she do every single day. So first of all, she gets up early in the morning around 5 o'clock, and she prays Fajr prayer, and then she goes to kitchen, da da da. Keep doing, right? Keep going, keep speaking, বলতে থাকেন, বলতে থাকেন. So around 12:30 she takes a break. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. বলতে থাকেন. I'd like to know if you made 60 sentences or not. So make sure you make 60 sentences. Make sure you make 60 sentences, right? Yep, keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going loudly. Loudly. So in the evening, she returns home around 5:30, and then she refreshes herself and she makes some snacks for us and she serves. And after that, she starts taking preparation for dinner. She cooks food, I mean different curries and rice, and she serves dinner around 10 o'clock. And after having dinner, sometimes she reads books, and she also chats with our family members. And finally, she takes tomorrow's plan and she gets ready to go to bed and she sleeps. Thank you for listening to me. So this is how I need to make presentation, right? So type in the chat box, how many sentences have you made regarding your favorite person? Favorite person সম্পর্কে কতগুলো সেন্টেন্স তৈরি করেছেন আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান very quickly. Very quickly. Thank you. Thank you for responding. কতগুলো সেন্টেন্স আপনি বানিয়েছেন? How many sentences have you made about your favorite person? Please let me know in the chat box. Okay. Okay. So now, okay. So some said 46. Some tried to make 60. So this is your ultimate goal for tomorrow, right? And make sure you submit your homework. So 60. Your target should be 60 sentences. So I edit it. So all you got to do is you need to so you need to make 60 sentences. So what does your favorite person do every day? 60 sentences, right? Don't stop until you make 60 sentences. 60. Okay. Yasmin Sultana said 30. Okay, that's good for the time being. Zahid said 20. That's good for the time being, but this is your homework. So you should keep thinking, what does your favorite person do every day? And you should make at least 60 sentences. If you can make more, that's better. If not, at least 60. কমপক্ষে আপনাদেরকে কয়টা সেন্টেন্স তৈরি করতে হবে? 60 sentences in your presentation, right? So step 1 is practice the structure: subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Do plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Step 2 is practice. Ask yourself, how many members are there family? There are 6 members in my family. Then practice with 6 members. So first of all, my favorite person is mom, then my favorite person is dad, my favorite person is my brother, my favorite person is my sister, and give a presentation, practice with them. So the beauty of practicing this with all the members is you're gonna learn different vocabularies. And a lot of students, they ask me, sir, how I'm gonna learn vocabularies? And I ask them, don't just memorize the vocabulary. So try to learn the vocabulary when you need it. And if you need the vocabulary and if you learn it, you will never ever forget. So for example, আপনি আপনার ভাইয়ের সম্পর্কে যখন বলতে যাবেন, অনেক কিছু আপনি ইংরেজিতে পাবেন না, গুগল ইট. So এইটা বাংলা ইংলিশ কি, find out the verb and use them. So this is how you're going to learn vocabulary. And if you learn once like this way, you never ever forget. You never ever forget. So make sure you make over 60 more than 60 sentences in your presentation. I'm really excited to see your presentation. So all you need to do is you need to make 60 sentences. You need to practice it 10 times in front of the mirror, and you need to upload your video in the UK study visa, right? And also a structure, you should practice it as well. The way I have practiced with you, you should practice that way. So is this class is helpful to you? If it is helpful to you, please type in the chat box helpful. আপনাদের এই ক্লাসটা আপনাদের কাছে কেমন লেগেছে? যদি হেল্পফুল হয়ে থাকে আমাকে একটু চ্যাট বক্সে লিখে জানান it's helpful. Quickly, very quickly. And now, so how did you find today's class? 12 days speaking challenge. How did you find it? So if you find it, today's class especially in that level, so put in the chat box outstanding. If it is is this level, so put excellent. If it is just okay, just put okay, right? So thank you for responding. Some said very helpful. Okay, excellent. Thank you for responding. Asbir said it's helpful. Thank you. Zoshim said helpful. Thank you, Zoshim. Nazmuzzaman said wonderful. Thank you. And now give me a rate. Give me a rate. How was today's class? আজকের ক্লাসটা আপনার কাছে কেমন লেগেছে? So rate the class. So if it is outstanding, put outstanding. It is excellent, put excellent. If it is okay, just put okay. Right. So if you have got any questions, please ask me. So today's lesson was very, very important. So I'm really excited to see your presentation in the Facebook group UK Study Visa, right? And how many of you have joined our messenger group? Yeah, keep talking, keep chatting over there in English. So it's gonna help you a lot as well. And before finishing this class, I'd like to give you some sort of a strategy that's gonna help you a lot. And that's how I learn English. That's how I learn English, right? So if you'd like to learn English properly, so you need to improve your skills in 4 areas. You need to improve your English skill in 4 areas. Number 1 is listening. Number 2 is speaking. Number 3 is reading. And number 4 is writing, right? So আপনি যদি ইংলিশে খুবই ভালো করতে চান, 4টা এরিয়াতে আপনাকে কি করতে হবে? Practice করতে হবে, improve করতে হবে. So can you please type in the chat box? 4 areas are speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Quickly type in the chat box. Reading, speaking, listening, reading, and writing. These are the 4 areas you need to improve your skill. So now the question is how? কিভাবে আপনি improve করবেন? Number 1, for listening. So you are listening to me, and most of the time you speak in English. So you are improving your listening abilities, right? And also, don't watch Hindi song, Hindi movie, Bengali song, Bengali movie for the time being until you improve your English, right? So try to listen English music. Try to listen podcasts. Try to listen, watch something from YouTube in English. It's gonna help you a lot. So for example, you are going to the university and if you like, you're gonna listen some music. So select English. Just listen English music. So for example, you feel like you're gonna watch some movies. So find out what are the best movies you can watch. Watch English movies. So this is how you can improve your English. And also, when you speak, when you have a conversation with someone else, so you ask question, they answer you, they ask question, you answer it. That's how you are improving your listening as well, right? And speaking, okay, thank you for typing speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Okay, so this is how you need to improve your listening. So dear beginners, আমি যা বলছিলাম যে আপনারা যা কিছুই শুনেন, গান শুনেন, নাটক দেখেন, মুভি দেখেন, সবকিছুই আজকে থেকে চিন্তা করেন যে হিন্দি না, বাংলা না, আমি ইংলিশে দেখব, ইংলিশে. This is how you're gonna improve your listening. That's the first thing. Second thing is for speaking, there is no alternative. You should speak. You should speak. For example, I have given you the topic, what's your favorite person do every single day. So if you find out all your family members and if you keep speaking with them, it's gonna be a great opportunity to improve your English and speak a lot, right? So if you'd like to be a good speaker, the only way you can do is by speaking. আপনি কি যদি ভালো স্পিকার হতে চান, আপনাকে কি করতে হবে? স্পিকিং করতে হবে. Without speaking, you cannot be a good speaker, right? So that's the second way to improve your speaking. The third one is reading. You should make a reading habit as well. So from now on, Human Ahmedder boi na pore, I'm not sure what's the trend in market right now. So read some English books. It might be story books, it might be something. So you can see in my back, so there are a lot of books and all of them in English. And you know the secret is, I'm going to tell you right now. So all the resources, most of the resources in the world in English. So if you don't know, if you don't understand English, you miss out a lot. you miss out a lot. So what I do is, if I struggle with something else, I order books from Amazon and I read them. I find the solution. The same thing you got to do is from now on, probably first few days, probably you will not understand the whole thing, whole sentences, but start doing today. Start today. Start today. So, buy some storybooks. Start reading today. Get some old magazines. Start reading today. Get some newspapers in English. Start reading today. So in the Google, you'll find a lot of articles. Start reading today. So once you start reading, and in your subconscious mind, you are picking up nice structures from their reading, right? So once you read a book, in your subconscious minds, you are picking up the structures, and that's going to help you to write, and that's going to help you to speak as well. Okay, so Azmir said, I would say keep attending this class, and after that we're gonna help students to do the IELTS course as well. So if you do basic English, if you listen to me and if you apply it, and also if you take the IELTS course as well with us, you will understand the whole sentence. This is how we're going to help the students. So this is the very basic I have started with. Once you finish this Speak English 12 days, and then we're going to offer you free IELTS course as well, 40 classes. Once you go through this, once you practice, you will understand everything, right? So whatever I was saying is start reading English, right? The next thing is writing. So how I'm going to improve my writing is by writing. So all into this today, I'm going to show you right now. You need to buy a diary. So this kind of diary you need to buy, you see. So all you need to do is you need to buy a diary, and every single day you need to write, what do you do every day? What do you do every day? Just start writing whatever you think, feel. Start writing in English. So start with, what do you do every day? I mean, writing journal. Every single day you should write in English. Okay, so today is Monday. So what I'm gonna do today is, first of all, I think I should go to the university. Then I'll meet one of my friends. Then I'll lunchtime I'll go to cafeteria, of course. Then I will do this, and of course I need to see one of my teachers because I didn't understand his lesson, and assignment deadline is this. And also I need to see, and I have got dating, I'm kidding, right? So you need to write down every single day, what do you do in English, right? And the final thing is, so I have shared with you how to improve listening, how to improve your what is called speaking, how to improve your reading by reading, and the last one was writing. So by writing, if you ask me how can I improve my speaking, answer is by speaking. If you ask me how can I improve my writing, by writing. Start writing today. If you ask me how can I improve my speaking, by speaking. Start speaking with someone else. If you ask me how can I improve my listening, by listening. Whatever you listen, it has to be English. So now I'm going to tell you a story. So when I started learning English, one of my favorite teachers, so he told me, Habib, if you'd like to be a very good speaker, if you'd like to be good in English, all you got to do is you need to improve these 4 areas: is speaking, reading, writing, and listening. So this is how you need to improve. And if you follow me, if you follow my instruction, I definitely give you guarantee that at the end of this 12 days speaking challenge, you will improve a lot, right? So and also sometimes I get a lot of questions from my students that how can I improve my fluency? Who is struggling with fluency? Type in chat box. এই জায়গায় কারা কারা আছেন যারা ফ্লুয়েন্সি নিয়ে স্ট্রাগল করেন, যে আমি মোটামুটি ইংরেজি বলতে পারি, স্ট্রাকচার বুঝি, বা ফ্লুয়েন্সি নাই, বলতে গিয়ে আটকে যাই। For example, I have started speaking with someone else, and all of a sudden I don't find the word. I don't know what to say next. So how can I improve it? So please type in the chat box. Type in the chat box if you are struggling in fluency. Kara kara fluency niye struggle kortechen. Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. So Azmir said, so Azmir, the solution is, first of all, you need to understand the structure of the sentence. Number one. Number two, you need to make a habit of reading English. And if you do the combination of these two things, your problem will be solved. আমি একটু বাংলায় বলি, আপনাকে যেটা করতে হবে প্রথম হলো সেন্টেন্সের স্ট্রাকচার ভালোভাবে বুঝতে হবে। That's the first thing. Second thing is আপনার রিডিং এর হ্যাবিট বাড়াতে হবে। সো আপনি যখন সেন্টেন্সের স্ট্রাকচার বুঝবেন এবং রিডিং হ্যাবিট বাড়াবেন, অনেক অনেক স্ট্রাকচার, যেমন ফর এক্সাম্পল if I start reading a book like this, right? So if I start reading this book right now, so that means I am reading a lot of structures, and আমাদের সাবকনসিয়াস মাইন্ডে এই স্ট্রাকচার গুলা গেঁথে থাকে। সো এইগুলা কি হয় তখন আমার স্পিকিং এবং রাইটিং এ কাজ দেয়। So two things you need to do. Number one is you need to work on your English structure, sentence pattern. এইটার উপর আপনার কাজ করতে হবে। সেকেন্ডলি হলো আপনার রিডিং হ্যাবিট বাড়াতে হবে। যখনই আপনি রিডিং হ্যাবিট বাড়াবেন এবং স্ট্রাকচার বুঝবেন, that means voila, you got it, right? Okay, so type in the chat box who is struggling with fluency. So if you are struggling with fluency, you need to practice only 4 questions. Only 4 questions. Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. How many questions you need to practice to improve your fluency? Type in the chat box. Only 4. So what are the questions? I have given you already. 1, 2. I have given you 2 questions already. First question was, what do you do every day? আপনি প্রতিদিন কি কাজ করেন সেটা বারবার বলেন। Second thing is, what does your favorite person do every day? আপনার ফেভারিট পারসন প্রতিদিন কি বলে, বারবার প্র্যাকটিস করেন। That's it. So I'm going to give you 2 more questions in next classes, so you'll be benefited out of it, right? So only 4 questions you need to practice to improve your fluency. The first question is, what do you do every day? And second question is, what does your favorite person do every day? So if you've got some sort of problems regarding fluency, if you follow me, if you practice these 4 questions, you got a solution, right? So have you got any questions for me? If you have, please type in chat box. Otherwise, in a minute, we're going to wrap it up, right? So to be honest with you, I'm a bit upset with you as well, because you don't submit your homework. So I'm going to give you a warning. If you don't submit your homework, and if I see very few students are submitting homework, probably I'll not take the classes anymore. This is warning. Dear beginners, যেটা আমি বলতে চাচ্ছি আপনাদেরকে, আপনারা যদি প্রতিদিন হোমওয়ার্ক সাবমিট না করেন এবং আমি যদি দেখি মিনিমাম একটা নাম্বার কমপক্ষে 10-15 জন প্রতিদিন হোমওয়ার্ক না করেন, তাহলে আমি আর ক্লাস নিব না। I'll stop because I should respect your time and you should respect my time. Let's say I have taken all the 12 classes and you won't get benefited. So you have wasted my time and you have wasted your time as well. So it's better not to take the class, not to join the class. Right. So আপনারা যদি হোমওয়ার্ক না দেন, I'll stop taking the class. আমি ক্লাস না বন্ধ করে দেব। Do you understand? I'm trying to help you out from my heart. But if you don't listen to me, if you don't apply what I said, there is no point of having this conversation in the classroom, right? So I'd like to see in the group UK study visa 3 presentations. So if you miss some classes, please watch the recorded version, go to our YouTube channel and type 15 batch. You will get all the recorded classes in an album, and just you can keep watching it, right? So who's gonna submit homework? Please type in chat box me. I'd like to see how many of you are committed to submit their homework, finish this course successfully and improve English a lot, and then claim the free IELTS course. যারা এই ক্লাসের সবগুলো ক্লাস করবেন, আপনারা ঠিকমতো হোমওয়ার্ক দিবেন, তাদেরকে আমি অপরচুনিটি দিব IELTS ক্লাস করার জন্য। But if you don't listen to me, if you don't practice, if you don't give a presentation, I'll not give you the opportunity to have a class with our famous teachers, right? যদি আপনি সাকসেসফুলি এই কোর্স শেষ না করেন, আমি আপনাকে IELTS ক্লাস করার সুযোগ দিব না, because you didn't respect my time, you didn't respect your time, so I shouldn't count you in, right? So I can see a lot of students are saying me, that means you're gonna submit your homework. Please submit your homework. আপনারা যদি হোমওয়ার্ক না করেন, 3 P's, can you remember? Presence, practice and presentation. এই তিনটা জিনিস যদি আপনি ফলো না করেন, এই কোর্স থেকে খুব একটা বেশি কিছু পাবেন না। বাট এই তিনটা যদি আপনি একদম খুব ভালোভাবে সাকসেসফুলি আপনি অ্যাপ্লাই করেন, presence, practice and presentation, you will see the difference at the end of this course. And sometimes I get a call from somewhere else, like Canada, USA. I don't know them. They say, for your course, I'm here in UK, I'm here in Canada, I'm here in USA, right? And thank you so much. So who are the action takers? They're gonna achieve a lot. And who are lazy, they'll be there where they are right now. আপনি যদি অলস হয়ে থাকেন, আপনি যেই জায়গায় আছেন সেই জায়গায় থাকবেন। আর আপনি যদি অ্যাকশন টেকার হয়ে থাকেন, you're gonna take action and you're gonna see the result, right? Okay, so Sultana said homework কোথায় সাবমিট করব বুঝতে পারছি না। Okay, so there is a group, it's called UK Study Visa Facebook group. So all you need to do is you need to record this video on your phone and then upload into the Facebook group. This is how you need to submit your homework. যারা এখনো জানেন না যে হোমওয়ার্ক কিভাবে আপনি, so I'm giving you the link right now. So let me find out YouTube. So if you've got any questions, please type in the chat box. আপনার যদি কোনো কোশ্চেন থাকে চ্যাট বক্সে দ্রুত লিখে জানান। So যারা হোমওয়ার্ক কোথায় সাবমিট করতে হয় জানেন না, I'm giving you the link. So make sure you submit your homework. So this is the group. So UK Study Visa, this is the group. So all you need to do is you need to submit your homework. So where is the chat box? Here is the chat box. I'm giving you the link. So make sure you join here, right? So once you join there, then you can submit your homework. So hopefully you got a lot of values from this class. And tomorrow, make sure you come to the class on time, because tomorrow we're gonna learn how to ask deep questions. How to ask deep questions, right? So don't miss the class. That's gonna be very, very important class. Very, very important. So if you know how to ask deep questions, that means you can ask anything, whatever you want to ask. So agami class ta hobe kibhabe apni deep question. For example, if you're caught by police, you go to the police station and they interrogate you, right? Apni agami kaler class e শিখবেন ইংলিশে কিভাবে ইন্টারোগেশন করতে হয়, কিভাবে কোশ্চেনের পর কোশ্চেন করে আনসার আদায় করতে হয়। So please type in the chat box deep questions. So make sure you come to the class tomorrow on time, and we're gonna focus on deep questions. And after finishing tomorrow's class, I would say you won't face any sort of problem at all to ask questions. আপনাদের যদি কোশ্চেন করতে কোনো সমস্যা থেকে থাকে, যদি কোশ্চেন নিয়ে কোনো মেক করতে কোনো সমস্যা থাকে, আগামী ক্লাস হবে আপনার সলিউশন। So don't miss it, and also invite your friends as well. So give me a favor at the end of this class. Can you please share the link of your Facebook page? আপনাদের এই ক্লাস শেষে আপনারা কি যে কোনো একটা ক্লাসের লিংক পোস্ট করতে পারবেন কিনা আপনাদের ফেসবুকে? উপরে লিখে দিবেন যে ফ্রি ক্লাস। যদি আরো বেশি কিছু জানতে চাও আমার সাথে যোগাযোগ করো। Invite them to this class, Speak English in 12 days. So the benefit of yours is, number one is you're gonna get a speaking partner, because আপনার ফ্রেন্ড সার্কেল তারা সম্ভবত আপনার এই ফ্রেন্ড আপনার আশেপাশে থাকেন। সো তারা যদি এই ক্লাস থেকে উপকৃত হয়, আপনি একজন স্পিকিং পার্টনার পাচ্ছেন, নাম্বার ওয়ান। নাম্বার টু ইজ you are having dua, you are having blessing from them. So আরেকজনকে হেল্প করতে পারলে এটা আপনি automatically দোয়া পাচ্ছেন. So this